night stream? Do you dare tread where angels scream? Is your bed made out of parakeets? Night stream, can you feel the night stream? Yeah, it burns, but that's okay. It's better than the streams of day. Night stream, you belong in the night stream. This is the night stream. Night stream, carry me. Night stream, scary me. Night stream, fairy wings flapping me into the night. Clap your hands and scream. Curl up in a ball and freak. Dumb or smart, dirty or clean. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, everybody's welcome in the night stream.
I always do that. Hello. I always do that because it's part of my tradition. And it's part of what we've always done in my family is fuck up the audio on a stream. Welcome to this wonderful Friday night stream. TGIF, everybody. TGIF. You know, I don't know if when the restaurant TGIF came out, if it filled you with dread. You're probably not even old enough to remember that, but I do. Thank God it's Friday. You know, it always was a fucked up thing, the term. Like, really fucked up. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to analyze Thank God It's Friday, the term itself, the acronym, TGIF, as one of the sort of horsemen of the apocalypse. We're going to get into that in a second, but first I just want to welcome you to my night stream. For those of you just joining us, I am a 59th degree gray man and of the Order of Winston. And usually we don't even reveal ourselves. We are a very secret society, like deeply secret. Most people don't even know the Order of Gray Men exist. But I've been given permission from the 7th Hierophant of the Northern Wind to talk about it a little bit, at least to say who I am. And I can't say much more than that, though. I can't. But the reason that I even said that, what I just said, which did I even fucking say it? Am I going to edit that out? Yeah, probably. Or will I? I don't know. And if I do edit it out, why? And if I don't edit it out, why? More importantly, did I just edit something out? Easily could have. You don't know. You don't even know if this is live. This easily could have been edited. I guess the real question is this stream compromised? And how do you know if it is or if it isn't? How do you know? Could be compromised. We really have no idea, do we? Could this stream be compromised? I think it's an important question. And I think it's a really good thing to do with all streams. Even my night stream. You need to, any stream you engage in, you have to ask yourself, is this stream compromised? Not only that, you need to ask yourself, anyone you're interacting with, are they compromised? Have you been compromised? Have you? Would you know? Are you compromised? And that brings us back to the initial point I was making. TGIF. You see, I think if we're going to talk about being compromised, we need to start with the acronym TGIF. Because that is number one. It's got to be one of the most, if not the most cursed acronym that exists. Even more than FUBAR. When I was a kid, I got a FUBAR hat. My dad thought it was really funny. He didn't tell me what it meant. I just thought it sounded cool. FUBAR. I didn't know it meant fucked up beyond all recognition, man. It was some kind of military acronym. The military loves acronyms. But TGIF, truly demonic. But why? You're probably asking, why? TGIF, it's Friday. I'm happy it's Friday. I am too. I'm glad it's Friday. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to spend some time with my kids. They're at their grandmother's house right now. Hold on, I got to put one of my dogs to bed. I'll be right back. Then we'll get it. Also, by the way, Palmer, come here. This is an important question. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Ow, ow, ow. Guys, has Palmer been compromised? Are you compromised? Have you been compromised? Ugh, dog snot in the mouth. Ugh. I'll be right back.
Night stream, you're entering the night stream. Do you dare tread where angels scream? Is your bed made out of parakeets? Night stream, can you feel the night stream? Yeah, it burns, but that's okay. It's better than the streams of day. Night stream, you belong in the night stream. This is the night stream. Night stream, carry me. Night stream.
I electrocuted her, I'm not gonna lie. The question is so important. And I think it's a long and winding road to get to where I think we're going to get tonight. But let's get into TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. You see, for one, like even before the acronym itself, I'm sure like people were sort of saying, thank God it's Friday. I'm so glad. And probably they were saying that without any kind of sense of, this is one of the most fucked up mantras of the modern world. Thank God it's Friday. Because I'm guessing that for most of human history, no one gave a fuck about what day it was. Like, I don't think they cared so much it was Friday. I don't know that for sure. I'm just guessing. At some point, this is where you get into anarcho-primitivism, which is pretty fascinating and sounds more heady than it actually is, but... And it is a little sort of idealistic. It's that kind of like the past. There was some kind of point where humans figured it out, and then we sort of fucked everything up to get to where we're at right now. But it really easily could be it's just been fucked up all the way through. I don't know. It's hard to say. Impossible unless we get a time machine. And even then, if you had a time machine and you traveled back to the distant past and looked at what you were seeing, you'd have to wonder, am I even seeing my past, or is this an alternate timeline that I'm looking at where things are fucked up? So there's no way to know for sure. But anarcho-primitivism and anything that makes sort of like the past seem more noble than the present, it points more in the direction of a kind of innate longing inside of human beings, modern humans. A sense of like, have we lost something? A kind of aching thing. Like surely this can't be it. And thank God it's Friday is an example of that. Like, this can't be it. There's no fucking way this is it. Number one, it's just really important to note that for sure people to this day say TGIF and they mean it, but like they don't even realize how crazy it is to say that. A restaurant chain was fucking named TGIF Fridays. I think it doesn't have Fridays at the end too. So it's thank God it's Fridays. Am I wrong about that? I'm going into the chat for an answer for that. So tell me, friends, Is it TGIF Fridays? Help me out here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's a shitty restaurant that's called TGIF. No, thank God it's Friday, right? It's like, number one, it's sort of like a thing a time slave says, right? Like it's a time slave utterance. You're chained to time. And of course, it's like just based on like capitalism, I guess. You know, we work 5 days a week. It used to be more. I think people had to fight to get Saturday off. And that's really interesting, isn't it? It goes all the way back to the book of Genesis, apparently, where like on the seventh day, God took a break. But then if you kind of look at what God was doing for those 6 days, it was nowhere near as grueling as like what generally most people have to do. You know, it's cool. You're making the heaven and the earth. It's cool. It's fun. Also, it's important to note that when God was like in the first 6 days of creation, according to that mythology, like as far as I'm aware, God wasn't like clocking in. Like God wasn't thinking like, am I going to get overtime for this? Like there was a sort of will to create. But because of that, I guess like we structured working times based on the book of Genesis. Like factory owners were like, fucking God did 6 days, you piece of shit. Get back in that fucking smokestack and get the dead raccoons out of it, you piece of shit. So when one says, thank God it's Friday, really what you're saying is like, oh, right, I'm about to have like 2 days of freedom. And that is so depressing. Like it's incomprehensibly. Other thing is like, you know, you hear about mind control programs. God knows I'm interested in them. But why? Am I compromised? And you know, of course, it's not just me that's interested in that sort of thing. But there's a lot to gain from learning how to do mind control if you're like a king or a president or a tyrant or something. Like, fuck. That's really powerful. You know, because if you can do mind control on people that are your enemies, then you could turn your enemies into some sort of like psychic slaves, I guess. So a lot of money has been put into mind control programs, which is wild to think about. Like, you know, there's like probably right now, like a dude like hanging out like at home, just put his kids to bed. He's settling down to watch some Fox News, and he's like, thank God it's Friday. He's not even thinking about like he's just spent all day going down into some weird CIA Black Ops dungeon, like shining stroboscopic hypno lights into the eyes of some captured fucking Afghani shepherd to see if he could get him to think he's Frankenstein or whatever. But they did that. I mean, you could look it up. I'm sure most of the people here like know about MK Ultra and all of that stuff, but like for sure, this is of great interest to the governments of the world. We know that. They studied it. And people use that data, I think, to this day. But you know, sort of, if you want to mind control somebody, you have to pluck them out of their reality construct. That's there's lots of ways to do that, but you know, for the sake of like simplicity, let's just say you just grab them from a place where they've been designated as terrorists. You throw them into a fucking Black Hawk. I don't know what kind of helicopter. Are they called Black Hawks? And then you fly them to like some weird Bulgaria or something. And then you just take them down into some, I always think it's underground, probably is it, but you just throw them in a cell. And then the work begins. Probably if you're in these programs, you actually dread the first day of a new prisoner. It's like getting a puppy. You're like, God damn it. God damn it, man. I fucking hate the first week with the new prisoner. They're just so unruly. And it's just like, oh, just fucking submit, dude. Just let go of your identity. It's just, probably they bitch about it over dinner. They're like, God, we got this fucking piece of shit. He doesn't respond to sodium pentothal. It's like the hypno lights aren't working. I'm just so exhausted. Like, my head is aching. Like, my manager is going to be so fucking pissed if I don't convince this guy he's from Kentucky by Friday. So, it takes extra work and drugs. It takes drugs. You can look all this stuff up and just go to CIA.gov and you can find all of it. They're pretty, people did Freedom of Information Act stuff, so you can just find it all there. But another thing that you can do as far as mind control goes is like just do it to babies. And the way you do it to babies is you sort of do it to their parents. And the way you do it to their parents is just, all the various ways that one is indoctrinated into a kind of national identity. And so we're all kind of born into the thing, like there isn't really a choice. I mean, depending on how you look at it. If you, go down the sort of Eastern spirituality perspective or this sort of New Age perspective, I guess you choose your birth because it teaches you things. Could be. But you get born into this thing and it becomes kind of normal. Like you don't even have a reference point because you're put into school pretty young, and Monday through Friday you're going to be like studying shit. So we just sort of accept it, I guess, to the point where at some point somebody was like, "Thank God it's Friday!" And then somebody else is like, "Dude, TGIF, that's our new saying, man." It's so depressing. And then, the pandemic happened. And I think about that all the time. If you ask me, and I always say this, but I do think it's a good way, there's two different versions of this. Some people will say gun to head. What would your answer be? I don't really like that because gun to head, I'm going to be freaking the fuck out, shitting my pants, pissing myself. Whatever I say with gun to head it's just going to be like adrenaline, an adrenal response, cortisol. But I always go to okay, if I'm betting 10 grand in Vegas, you know what I mean? That's a good way to sort of cut the bullshit. So if I was betting 10 grand in Vegas and one choice was COVID was a bioweapon, the other choice was COVID was not a bioweapon, I'm going bioweapon for sure. And what's cool about losing that bet is at least you learn a secret. You learn, holy fuck, I guess I'm just a paranoid stoner piece of shit. It wasn't a bioweapon. It's actually from bats. Just coincidental that Wuhan, it happened to be by this Virology Institute where they were studying COVID or whatever. But regardless, this fucking thing, this event happens that we haven't even gotten close to understanding. We're right now, all of humanity, I'm quite familiar with this phase that all of humanity is going through, is having this grief response to their entire system being essentially temporarily dismantled, but ultimately exposed for being how vulnerable and fragile it is. So now there's this grief, this collective grief response that's happening. And there's this very dangerous, because your dog gets run over by an Amazon driver. Why you're fucked up. Why you feel crazy. But when there's a collective pandemic, and not just all the people that died, but just all the other crazy shit, all the businesses that died. I think that fundamentally, it pointed towards two things. One, that the entire system of modernity is infinitely more fragile than people wanted to believe it was. And two, most of us are just going to do what they tell us to do. These are not very comforting realizations. You want to believe you're a free agent and autonomous and stuff, like I did. Oh my God. And then, I remember driving home And there were these weird, creepy signs about the pandemic warning all over LA. And then suddenly it was just like, yeah, you should stay inside. Everyone stay inside. Remember that? It wasn't that long ago. But I've talked to more than a few people who have very fond memories from the pandemic. Very fond memories. Because it was like a snow day for like capitalism. Suddenly people are just forced to, suddenly in LA they would deliver like mixed drinks to your house. It was fucking incredible. The air got really fresh because people weren't driving as much. There was no traffic. And everyone got this little taste of something different. It was scary. It was tyrannical. But also, everyone got this accidental taste of something. And which is the opposite of thank God it's Friday. But it's more like every day kind of merges together. You don't have to go to your dumbass office to do a job you could do from home. Everyone like experienced like the promise of technology for a second, which was you don't have to go to the office anymore. You have more freedom. The air got cleaner because no one was driving as much. Priorities changed because people thought they were going to fucking die from touching their Frosted Flakes box. There was like, if you ask me, like when you see those weirdos who are like still like masking and shit and all freaked out about COVID, it's nostalgia. If you ask me, it's nostalgia. They want it to happen again. Like it was the good old days. But thank God it's Friday. Man. What a fucked up thing to say. And an indictment of the entire system itself, my children. An indictment of the entire system. And then to add insult to injury, we had to shorten it because we're in such a fucking hurry. We didn't have time to say, thank God it's Friday. We had to compress it into TGIF. There's not enough time to say, thank God it's Friday. Hurry, come on. Make an acronym out of everything. So wouldn't you agree there's always this sort of collective tension where there's just this sort of like sense of like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't need to be like this. And then, when shit like the Epstein files happen, it's really fucked up because even though you obviously you sort of know that there are relatively tiny groups of people who control all the resources. You know that. That's just the way it is. You're born into it. Of course that's the way it is. Like, I always do the, like, desert island experiment, thought experiment, which is like, you're on a desert island. There's bananas. And there's this one dude who has all the bananas. And he will throw you like a banana for like wiping his ass or whatever. But there's like 15 of you and this one dude. You know what I mean? And you're sick of it, man. You know his shit schedule. He shits all the time because he eats a lot of bananas. He shits so much he needs 15 people on staff to wipe his ass with their hands. There's no toilet paper on the desert island. It's a humiliating job, but you get the bananas. And, you just do it. You're hungry for bananas. It's the only food there is. And then, how long would that system last on the island? I would say less than 5 minutes before everyone's like, fuck you. We're taking your bananas, weirdo. Wipe your own ass. The ocean's right down there. You can wash your hand in the ocean. You're not hoarding these fucking bananas, you piece of shit. And of course, he would probably be like, "Oh, you're gonna steal my bananas?" Like he owns all the. He's the god of bananas or something. But then something happens when you start increasing population. Suddenly, it doesn't seem as weird as like that. It doesn't seem weird anymore that there's certain people that have all the bananas. don't know why. So we all know that, like, there is some theoretical level of society that when you pass through it, the responsibilities of sort of like that most people experience are evaporated. Now, you still might have mental anxiety. That never goes away, I guess. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's sort of like an alternate reality at that point. And we all were, the reason the Epstein files are fascinating is because what it did is it like caused everyone to kind of think about it too much. Like, we're really not supposed to think about that much. You're not really supposed to think about the banana people with all the bananas. You're just supposed to like do what you can to get some bananas. You're not supposed to think about like, man, that just seems weird. It wouldn't make sense on a desert island. It doesn't make sense parenting. You know what I mean? You wouldn't ever have one kid with all the shit and the other kids don't have anything. Like, in a sort of basic human level, it doesn't quite make sense. But then once it diffuses through a large enough population, it starts making sense somehow, which it really doesn't. Maybe we just trick ourselves into thinking it makes sense because it's easier to pretend it makes sense than to deal with the fact that you're wiping the banana man's ass. Nobody wants to wipe the banana man's ass. But everybody wants to be the banana man. The banana man is comfortable with people wiping his ass. That's the weird thing about the banana man. The banana man, he doesn't think it's weird when he stretches his legs out and lets somebody wipe his ass. He doesn't think it's weird when he throws the person a banana. He thinks it's normal when it's obscene. And so the Epstein files come out, and it's just sort of like, it's like finding the diary of the banana man. Like, you know, on this like island that I've invented, everyone's gotten used to wiping the banana man's ass. Some people actually like the banana man. Some people don't just wipe his ass, they protect his bananas. They guard his bananas. And they don't have to wipe his ass as much. Every once in a while, he's like, come over here, give me a good wipe. I love you, man. You're good. Thank you for protecting my bananas. But the Epstein files come out. It's like the diary of the banana man. And you don't want to read that diary. You don't want to know what his inner life is like. You don't want to read that stuff. Maybe you've been entertaining the idea that somehow the banana man is good. That the banana man is a leader and that the banana man deserves all the bananas. The banana man deserves to have his ass wiped by you, eventually your kids. And then you read the banana man's diary and it's 50 shades of fucking gray. You realize not only does the banana man not give a shit about you people, but he's getting turned on by getting his ass wiped. You never thought that somehow. You never considered the fact that the banana man actually is getting off on people wiping his ass. Now, how do you the next time you go to wipe the banana man's ass, how do you do it? You've tricked yourself. You managed to trick yourself into thinking, well, you know, he's the banana man. He's the leader of our island. But now you're looking at him as you're wiping his ass, and he's got this funny look in his eyes, this little twinkle. Almost like he likes that you know that he likes that you're wiping his ass. Shit gets different then, you know? That's the problem with the Epstein files. It's the banana man's journal. You read this stuff, and it's like, my God. They like power in the dumbest way. Like it's gaudy. You look at I wish I had it. Like I found an archive of all the pictures. Maybe one of you guys can find it, but it's like, it's Epstein's house. The way it's decorated. Oh my God. It's so gaudy. It's it's like shit. It's like the whole thing is insane. The emails are insane. Like they're so simultaneously boring and evil. It's the craziest combination of things that you know, I don't want to sound like a baby here, but it really doesn't seem fair. You know, you want to believe, like, maybe, you know, they're the third generation of people living on this island. They've invented a story about the Banana Man and his children. The Banana Man is a god, or the Banana Man is like a genius. The Banana Man is somehow different than us. That's why we wipe the Banana Man's ass. But then when you read the Banana Man's journal, you know what I mean? He's got apostrophes in the wrong place. He spells loser like Looser, looser. You know, I really don't like that looser. He didn't wipe my ass right. He put a finger in too much and scraped me with his nail. Then you know what I mean? Like, at that point, like, I think there's an understandable level of ignorance that one might need to subscribe to maintain a kind of like sane attitude in the world. I get why people go in that direction. And the idea would be that the Banana Man helps you with the ignorance. In other words, the Banana Man hides his journal. The Banana Man, you know, when he's getting his ass wiped, acts like a god or whatever he's convinced you he is. But when all that goes away and you realize that's just a fucking dipshit, I'm wiping some dumbass's ass on, like, that. What am I doing? You know, and that happens throughout history. Like, people realize that, and then, you know, they quite often, like, get arrested. You know, Julian Assange. But so I think right now, one of the, like, aside from the fact that, like, we're all sort of like eating shit right now when it comes to like the Iran war that is happening in America. If you're not in America, like, you're probably just nervous. But if you're in America, you're just like, it's really hard to describe. The experience is crazy. And the look on people's eyes, right? Like, that vibe right now everywhere is so weird. It's so weird. I in fact, I would love to know, what you guys are experiencing out there on the streets. Because, dude, it's a weird vibe. Like, we all have to deal with the reality of the Banana Man right now. The Banana Man seems to have decided that he doesn't quite need to put on the show he was putting on before. The Banana Man just is like, you're going to wipe my ass, bitch. It sucks. It sucks. I mean, I don't know if you guys have gone on the White House's X account lately. Don't. Like, the shit that the White House is posting right now, if it happened like in the 80s, it would be a hack. It would be like, oh my God, the White House got hacked. Like, that's not real. And which is another thing you sort of have to contend with. Like, the illusion of the president. Like, if you look back at all the presidents, you see this, they're incredibly good at seeming to be sophisticated. The moment that you have made the decision to, like, use a drone to blow people up, you are verifiably a dipshit. But they're good at, like, making it seem necessary, and we have to do it. And so many of them are so good at it that you just can actually ignore the fact that it's weird how, like, we keep blowing up places where there's oil. Like you could actually like make yourself believe that it's just a coincidence. Every place that we blow up seems to have oil or like some kind of natural resources that we need. You can almost do it. I mean, that's the sort of opiate that they offer, which is why you go to like the Fox or CNN or whatever to get sort of soothed, to get a little bit of some diaper cream on your third eye. Because you go to, Fox right now, it's amazing. It's amazing. The propaganda is just so fucking, you know what it reminds me of? When I was super broke, there was this place called Fuddruckers in Asheville. Funny, because it almost sounds like fuckers, but it's Fuddruckers. And, God damn, I was poor. Like, I had, like, no money. I mean, like, but what I figured out was you could go to Fuddruckers and you could order a bun. You could order a bun. No burger. And if you ordered the bun, you had access to the condiment bar, which had cheese, onions, tomatoes, lettuce, basically a salad. It was like a free salad. It was like a 60-cent salad. And so I would go there and order a bun and just cover it and just eat the bread and then eat cheese and salad and shit. And I thought like I was really like giving it to the man. But that's the level of propaganda we're getting right now. It's like the Fuddruckers condiment bar. Like it's just not even, they're not even trying anymore. Which is, concerning to me a little bit. I don't know why. I mean, propaganda is propaganda, but I kind of wish that like there was some. Yeah, I guess the reason it bothers me is it's like, oh, that's how they see us, right? Like they don't even think they need to fucking do sophisticated propaganda with us. They're just like, yeah, just say whatever. Show them like, you know what? Why don't you put together a clip of, put together like a montage. Let's get some shit. What are they like? Lord of the Rings? All right, throw in some Pokemon, Lord of the Rings. What else these idiots like? Cheers. It's a little dated. Don't do Cheers. The A-Team, dated. Fuck. Why don't you throw in like something from Dune, the Avengers movie? Just make a montage and just put it on the White House's page. I had to explain the war to them. You know what I mean? Like, I guess what I'm saying right now is really weird, because what I'm saying is like, I'll wipe the banana man's ass, but I mean, I need him to act like he's a king. If I'm wiping your ass, just can you at least try to like act superior to me? I guess that's my fetish. Aaron, hi, are you watching, babe? Don't do that. You're gonna make me nervous, girl. I'll address the allegations in a moment. I'm building up to it, babe. This is a long build. Watch something else. I'll address the allegations and the I would say accusations more than allegations. And I think it's an important question. I'm just getting there by my banana man story. But the real question is, am I compromised? Hang on one second. Hold on. Hang on one second. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. I'll be right there. What the fuck, man? I'm saying every single fucking...
I know that you're from uptown and you used to expensive things. Send a hot dog vendor as you drop down to one knee. Baby, she said she stretched out her hand. There's more to life than just having having fun. So upon her finger, he placed a hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. 30 years later, 24th of December, he looks at her like a stranger, just can't remember, until in his hand, she places a hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. His eyes lit up like a rising sun. He says, I love you, my wife. We had two daughters and a son. And he breathed his last breath. Now every day on his grave, she leaves a hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun. Heated hot dog bun.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're back. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about earlier. Oh, man. Welcome to the night stream. Let's jump into the super chats. Sorry if I missed your super chat. Whatever. Guys, I'll be honest with you, man. I have sun sickness, and I'm on Ambien. Dambian. So I'm a little, wobbly right now, and I'm sometimes, I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. Haribo! Bhakti Chase. Hare Krishna, dear Duncan. Thanks for all you do. We really love you, and thanks for having on Kurt the other day. Check this out, Bhakti Chase. Richard Admish 9952 says, okay, gotta go. No, you will, please stay. You will stay. Do not leave. Seriously, stay. Look who it is. This, a devotee gave this to me in Asheville. This, for those of you, this is a Hare Krishna book. It's called Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's pretty, this is like, you're not going to probably, I doubt you're going to start off with this one. I would recommend starting with the Bhagavad Gita as it is, maybe, or, but this is a pretty good book. But you have to, to read a book like this. It could be interesting to read a book like this because you're not going to, it's going to seem really crazy to you, probably. But it's really beautiful. I'll see if I can find something to read from it. In Bhakti Yoga, what's really cool about it, basically like Bhakti Yoga is the yoga of love or devotion. And so what's cool about it is that it addresses all the senses. So there's a sort of understanding of your senses are prone to distraction in Maya, which is what they call the place we're at right now. Maya, illusion, activated illusion. And so you truly, like, if you don't need to be some Hare Krishna to recognize that, like, at any given moment, everything's trying to grab your attention. And usually the shit that's trying to grab your attention isn't good for you. Like, you'll notice, like, in fact, generally, like, the things that are trying to grab, the most powerful attention grabbers are generally really bad for you. And I guess, like, one could argue that maybe Maya illusion evolves with people. So, now we have these, like, hypno rectangles in our pockets. We got our phones, and fuck, dude, they're just designed to grab your attention. And so there's a recognition of that in Bhakti Yoga, which is like, all right, well, probably the reason you might be suffering right now is because your attention is being grabbed, and it's being sort of like, I don't know why it's funny to watch cats chase laser lights. Maybe it's not for you, but I'm still at a place where in my incarnational cycle where it will make me laugh. There's something so sad about it that they just want to fucking grab that laser light. They go nuts, and they just run around and chase it. And so what's happening with Maya is it's like pulling your attention away from your actual identity, like what you are. And what you are is what you are is, like, according to the Vaishnava Bhakti Yogas, is an eternal soul. Your soul identity has been sort of encapsulated in the senses and meat, basically. And so the soul has qualities in the way, like, water is wet or fire is hot. And so the soul serves. That's what it does. And that's what it wants to do. It wants to serve God. And so a great example I heard once is, like, it's sort of like you're addicted to heroin, but you get amnesia, and you wake up in the hospital and you have this aching longing for something, but you don't know what it is. So it's that situation, but it's not heroin, it's God. And so you're born into Maya. If your karma isn't such that you're born into, like, a family of devotees, you have no idea why you're always feeling this strange aching, I want something. And then Maya takes advantage of that. It's like, I know what you want. What you want is Crimson Desert, the new PlayStation game that's coming out. It's going to be incredible. That will make you feel better. Or all the other stuff. What you want is biceps. Yeah, you feel weird because you're fucking flabby ass shitty arms. Like, you get those arms muscular, you are going to feel so much better. What you want is a blowjob, duh. You just got to get your knob slurped on by some freak, and you will feel better. And so, even though, like, we always are falling for the laser light, we always are, like, going for a thing, and we get it, and we forget that, like, once we achieve the thing, we still want more stuff. It's not doing anything, actually. It's just, we always are, there's another thing we need to get. And so Bhakti Yoga, the analysis is like, yeah, no shit. Like, the reason none of this is working is because you're, like, a very hungry person who's just, like, eating a massive buffet of plastic food. Like, of course you don't feel good. You're eating plastic fruit all day long. You're shitting plastic, eating plastic. You smell like plastic. And but Maya is very powerful. And so in Bhakti Yoga, the idea is like, all right, well, since the problem here seems to be the senses attraction to all these different myriad insane things, what if we figure out a way to, like, connect the senses completely to God? And so in Bhakti Yoga, one of the ways you do that is by telling stories of Krishna, which is the mythology, the Vaishnava Bhakti Yoga mythology, which is so psychedelic and beautiful. And so that's one of the pastimes of the devotees, is to tell stories of Krishna. They'll tell the same story a million times, but every time they tell it, it's like, it's different than someone just, telling some basic bitch, story about, like, the time Janet, like, broke the trampoline or whatever. And so, but it's not just that. It's not just stories. It's like, if you go to like a Hare Krishna temple, it's like the whole thing is designed to grab your attention, and every sense is sort of occupied with, the like chanting or the incense or looking at the deities, etc. And so this over time, at first what's fascinating about it, like no matter how skeptical you are, what's fascinating about it is, and you will, if you don't enter it with a extremely skeptical spirit, either you have like the greatest karma of all time, or you're an absolute idiot. But so which is generally the recommendation from the Hare Krishnas is, okay, it doesn't matter. Like, don't worry about what even the mantra means. Just see what happens if you start saying it over and over. Like, does anything change? And what's wild about it is that in Bhakti Yoga, it's a cultivation. So you start actually getting drawn into wanting to read about Krishna, or reading the Bhagavad Gita, or the association of the devotees, or it actually starts pulling you in. At first you're resisting, and then you're like, what the fuck? It's all I want to do. Because it's, the way they put it is, it's the higher taste. It's like if your whole life you've just been eating like Fuddruckers condiment bar food, and then you start eating actual good food, like why would you want to go back? And so then this is sort of the purification that begins to happen to a person, where you realize like, oh my God, this entire reality structure that I was existing in is just absolute horseshit. It's grounded in transient culture and histories that won't be remembered in a few thousand years, and all the things that I'm wrapped up in and concerned with are ultimately meaningless from a universal time frame and from my own sort of limited lifespan. And so that's Bhakti Yoga. I'm sure I left out a bunch of shit, but a lot of things are Bhakti Yoga that won't say there. Like Christianity, I would argue, is Bhakti Yoga too. It's the same thing. You go to like a Catholic mass, and the same thing is going down. It's like all your senses are being occupied. You're being invited to focus on Jesus, and an identical thing will happen. You start gravitating towards a different kind of life, and not because you're quitting, which is like, Ram Dass would talk about this all the time. Like, people will quit cigarettes, but all they're doing is thinking about cigarettes all day long. Have you even quit? This is a different kind of quitting. This is, I guess, in no offense to the devotees out there. I know there's a little bit of a tension between the Vaishnava Bhakti Yoga community and the Buddhists, but there are like similarities there, which is that sort of like the more you sort of begin to understand yourself, then the decisions you start spontaneously making are no longer selfish. Something changes, or a legitimate change could happen. Anyway, thanks Bhakti Chase. Didn't mean to ramble that long about it. You got me to get a book off the shelf. Jim Marvin, thank you for the super chat. Changed oil all day at Valvoline. Got some tips. Figured I'd share and give you thank you. Night streams make my day. Mine too. Thanks for being here, Jim Marvin. And, later we'll get into the core of what these night streams are. I'm sure there's people here who aren't really quite sure what's going on. Which, again, I've said this in many night streams, and I feel like I need to reiterate it. I do want to say it, and it's an admission, a confession, I guess you could say, which is based on my own predilections when it comes to watching shit on YouTube. I'll go into like a kind of coma, and I'm not going to even look for anything else. I just let it run. Like, for example, the other day I took a nap and fell asleep to whatever what's her name? The gnome's hearing. I think that's what it was. Not because I wanted to hear it, but just because I just fell asleep. I was so lazy. I just didn't even change it. So part of one sort of fraction of what I enjoy about this is just the idea that there are people who stumble upon this somehow and don't want to change I picture them in bed, angry. I'm talking to you right now and hearing me say this right now. They're like, what the fuck? They're so stoned or they're drunk and they can't get up. And my bearded ass is just rambling about nothing. And they're just like, you motherfucker. I don't know why that makes me happy, but it just does. It shouldn't. But thank you, Jimmy Marvin. I do appreciate it. And you've contributed to Operation Beast Blast. And for those of you like laying around, not wanting to get up, you just don't have the energy to find something else to watch. God brought you here. That's the real reason you're not getting up. It's not because you're on too much Xanax and you can't get up. You could get up. Like if your house was on fire, admit it, you'd get the fuck out of there. But it's because you have a sense that something brought you here bigger than you. That maybe, just maybe, that feeling you have, it's not annoyance with me and my raspy lesbian voice. No. It's because you've come home. You've come home. But we'll get into Beast Blast in a little bit. Thanks, Jimmy Marvin. Rock the C-pop. Did you mean C-pap? So awesome to see Alex Jones on. Love Crapopolis. Thank you. Yeah, dude. I can't believe I got to hang out with Alex Jones. I almost fanboyed out. He is so cool, by the way. Like legitimate, like just, I hate to even say this because I for some reason, I don't like the term. Maybe it's, I don't like acronyms. Maybe that's a me thing. But he is the GOAT, as they say. And like, it's so, they say don't meet your heroes. But like, it's so cool when you meet someone like Alex Jones and you're just like, oh, you're fucking cool. You're like this madman. Like in the best way. And so sweet. Like the fact that he even would do my podcast is hilarious and sweet. That he would even do that. Like it's pretty cool. But yeah, thank you. Julia, thank you for the super chat. I think God was the manager at my local TGI Friday. God. I mean, fuck. Ain't that about how it is? The whole time you're judging it. You're judging TGI Friday. That's right. You're right. It's TGI Friday. For some reason, they felt like they had to get the Friday in there. And then the whole time you've been hanging out with God. Very beautiful. Julian, not Julia. Dice Gammon Network wants me to talk about the lesser key of fucking Solomon. I don't think I will. I will say this. If you want to understand the lesser key of Solomon, study radium. Study, I just saw this thing on study. Go on Reddit and look up radium. They used to have like a water pitcher made out of radioactive material. You let your water soak in it and then drink it. They thought radioactive shit was good for you. And I think there's all these like old grimoires floating around and stuff that are similar to radium. Like, you don't know what that shit is. You have no idea what it is. It's the best. I'll tell you, I did have this one grimoire that I gave away because it creeped me out so much. And I tried some of the shit in it and weird stuff started happening. But, in a kind of like, in a weirdly authoritative way, it was just saying that like a lot of the magical systems are pre-flood technologies that are all fragmented and fucked up. So, some of them work, some of them don't. Some of them are just like, it's like finding an instruction manual for a Commodore 64. Like 5,000 years in the future after a great apocalypse. Like, how do you even make sense of it? But Basically, I think there's a reason there's just warnings in all grimoires that are just like, don't fuck, like, you don't know what you probably shouldn't even be looking at this. I don't know. But that could be superstition. It could just be bullshit. Zaylogy, what's your birth time? I don't know. That's one of the things that sucks when your mom dies and your dad dies. It's like, I'm not quite sure what my birth time is, so it fucks up your astrology. But I think at night, I'm Aries, Taurus cusp. 420, bro. Isn't that embarrassing? That's embarrassing that that's my birthday. Because, it's like if this stuff Ram Dass says is true, that we pick our births, that means that you can decide what day you want to be born on. And that is a cheesy day to pick for me. Like, that's so cheesy. Like, 420, bro. Of course that's when I'll be born. Twist one up, baby. It's so fucked up. Well, Velvet Jones, here's what's interesting about that. You're saying it should be on my birth certificate. Well, Batesar, where the fuck have you been? Everybody meet Batesar the Menace. He loves Charles Manson. He has been named. And as you can see, he really loves Charles Manson. And he spams Charles Manson's stuff. That's Batesar the Menace. Real Duke says my thing has been compromised. Well, how do you know? How do you know your thing has been compromised? I mean, it's important to ask yourself that, because honestly, you could think you're compromised and you're not compromised, or you could think you're not compromised, you are compromised. But anyway, my birth certificate, like, we needed a copy of it for, I think I was trying to get a passport or something, and I called the hospital where I was born. It was so frustrating because she's like reading my birth certificate and she pauses and goes, "Oh, well, I can't tell you, but you have to come in." Like, what the fuck is on my birth certificate that you can't tell me? And every time I go out that way, I just don't want to go to the hospital to get them to pull my old ass birth certificate out of the archives. KT Videos, thank you. Thank you, Zayology. I appreciate that. I'll try to get it to you. Go join the Discord, and maybe I don't know. Maybe I can dig up my birth time. I doubt it. KT Videos 91 says, thank you for the very generous super chat. We allow the banana man because we all want to be him. Oh. God, that's such a red pill. Or is that a black pill? What the fuck? It's so true, though, isn't it? It's the ultimate form of power. Those who don't believe they can. I don't even want to read this last sentence. We are all the banana man. It's true. God, it's so hot in here. I've got this old screen cleaner that was in my Hare Krishna book. I don't care. I'm gonna. Oh Lord, what have you said to me tonight? Every once in a while, a prophet comes into the night stream, and we just have to accept that. Every once in a while, they come down from the mountains, find an internet cafe, and they post little spiritual atomic bombs. You gotta digest it if you want to grow. Oh Lord, I don't want to be a banana man, but I do. Oh Lord, save me from my desire to have my ass wiped for bananas. Oh Lord, I've sinned. I'm gonna flog. Where's my flogger? Shit, I left my flogger in my learning shed. Oh God, it's true. We all want to be a banana. You know what? If I was a true entertainer, I would end the feed right now. Thank you, KT Videos. Here we go. Where'd it go? This is great. This is really good. Okay, I'll tell you. I'm going to read it. Sane and Twine, you know, regardless of what you say, you're one of us, right, Shannon? That might be hard for you to digest based on this that I'm going to read. But you're one of us. But I'm going to read this, Sane. I like you here. I want you to stay here. And thank you. I think you've donated. The amount of super chats you've paid for is spectacular. Your softball interview of Delta Force intelligent asset Alex Enchilada Jonestown was a total psyop, boy. Point ain't falling for it, boys. Okay, Shannon, okay. Fair enough. But I do want you to recall that our first interaction was you saying that I was covering up an attack that was going to happen on the Super Bowl. And you were wrong about that, right? There was no attack. You thought I knew there was an attack and there wasn't one. I can't remember the other things you've paid to accuse me of. But let's talk about it. Shannon, let's talk about it. Because you got to get into the details. If you really believe that's true, I don't even know if you're trolling but some people probably think that. But let's talk about it. Because imagine what goes into that. First of all, there has to be a meeting, right? I would have to have a meeting with somebody who's like, listen, we're going to send in Delta Force agent Alex Enchilada Jonestown to your podcast. I'd be like, God damn it, really? Fuck, all right. I guess. No, you're going to do it. You're going to give him a softball interview. We're working right now because we want to get some of the things he's saying out there into the world. And you're going to do a softball interview. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. And then I guess they're like, hey, Agent Enchilada, listen, you're going to go on the DTFH. He's like, what the fuck? I don't want to do that. I want to go on that. Are you serious? Why would I want to go on a mid-level podcast and do that? Can't you at least get me on Shane Gillis's podcast or something? Seriously, that's where I'm at right now. Don't argue. You're going to go on it. You work for us. Well, I don't want him to give me some kind of fucked up ambush interview. All right, I'll do it, but I don't want to be attacked. Don't worry. We've already talked to him. He's going to do a softball interview. Think about it, Shannon. How does it even look or go down? I only am inviting you to do this because I have to do it to myself. Because I am prone to wild paranoid fantasies. And I have to really think about the steps to get to the place of what I think is happening. Do you really fucking think, truly believe that? Maybe you're trolling, but you got to do the math. How do you make it work in any kind of real way? What does that look like? Really? Shannon? My Shannon? My Shannon Pine? Our Shannon Pine? Shannon Pine? My comrade? You really think I'm compromised? What? I'm doing exactly the fucking... I'll be right back.
You're entering the night stream. Do you dare tread where angels cream? Is your bed made out of parakeets? Night stream. Can you feel the night stream? Yeah, it burns, but that's okay. It's better than the streams of day. Night stream. You belong in the night stream. This is the night stream. Night stream, carry me. Night stream, scary me. Night stream, fairy wings, flapping me into the night. You know it's gonna be alright. Clap your hands and scream. Curl up in a ball and dumb or smart, dirty or clean. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, everybody's welcome. In the night stream.
We're back. Listen, I am going to tell you something, Sane, that's very important. And I only have like 2 seconds probably that I could say this. And I need you to listen. It's very important. I'm going to tell you exactly what they did and what I'm going to tell you the
Night stream. You're entering the night stream. Do you dare tread where angels scream? Is your bed made out of parakeets? Night stream. Can you feel the night stream? Yeah, it burns, but that's okay. It's better than the streams of day. Night stream. You belong in the night stream. This is the night stream.
which is exactly why I do my research when I'm looking into stuff, Sane. But thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go through some more super chats. Hardcorp said, thanks for helping emancipate the Whipetariat. You're welcome. I'm one of them, man. I want to be the banana man. I want to be the banana man. Dung is fun. Says, we all eat a crab sandwich. It depends on how big of a bite you take out of it. The bigger the bite, the less... Oh, see, here's the problem. You meant crab sandwich. You said crab, Dung is fun. We all eat a crab sandwich. I was like, that sounds pretty good. I like crab. It depends on how big of a bite you take out of it. The bigger the bite, the less crap you're to accept. Is a crab sandwich. You misspelled crap twice. Or, thank you for the super chat, but here's what I have to... Either you hate crab and you misspelled crab into crap. Or you misspelled crap. Either way, thanks for the super chat. Korean Ninja's back. Shout out to Different Breed 2547. Served together in Azov's International Battalion. Love for Vegas from Marcos. How many Azov Battalion people are on my night stream? I don't know why that's exciting to me, but it is. Welcome. Batesar the Menace. Taking over the stream. Batesar, I'll figure out a way to get you in here better. Like, I got to build something for you to, like, interact with. Like, some kind of... I don't know what. We'll figure it out for you. You're always on my mind, Batesar. Dungus Fun is back. Thank you so much, by the way. A life of unwavering peace. We'll find turmoil and unrest, and we'll manifest unrest and turmoil to feel that they are fighting something. Thank you, Dungus Fun. Black Data Films. Yes. And this is what it's all about right here, friends. This is truly a soldier of Operation Beast Blast. And though I love every single comment you have made, Black Data Film says, fuck the pyramids. And I guess that's the time to start talking about Operation Beast Blast. By now, those of you who are still here are ready for this information or already know it. And honestly, everyone knows this in their heart. When I was a kid, I can remember going to see baby sea turtles being hatched. It was an amazing thing to watch. The way that they would just naturally go to the ocean. They just knew that was where they belonged. Nobody taught them. No one taught them to waddle or walk. Nobody said, listen, you got to get to the ocean as quick as you can. A seagull is going to eat your ass if you don't run fucking fast. They just do it. They just run to the ocean. They dive in. Well, you see, in the same way, though we are born into confusing, turbulent, and absolutely, potentially dehumanizing times. By dehumanizing, I mean times that are designed to move us out of the trajectory of humanness to become something like machines, eating machines. There's still something in us, isn't there? There's still something in us. Just something. And we feel it. We've always felt it from time to time. Children, they feel it. They feel it every day. They wake up. That's who they think they are. And it is who they are. Then you get older. And in the way soot covers up the light of a lantern, that little spark, it gets covered up. It gets covered up, and we forget what we're here for. We forget what we're here for. At least our minds do, but we're not just our minds. Our minds are just the open AI of our temporary bodies. They're just there to help us get to the next Pizza Hut. Some people think that's all they are, is their minds, but underneath all that soot is a light, a beautiful light, pure, bright. It shines with the brilliance of 1,000,000 suns, and though it might be temporarily covered up with soot, that soot can't cover it up forever. And that light, it guides us. It's that still, small voice where we know what's right and what's wrong. We know what to do in the next moment. What is pure? What is dharmic? On this planet, there are bad things. I don't mean to be pessimistic or dark. There's good things on this planet as well. But on this planet, there's bad things. We all know that. There's wasps that sting. Scorpions with tails sharp as a needle. They'll poke poison right into your skin. There's rattlesnakes that bite. There's crocodiles, alligators, lions that would happily rip you limb from limb. There's meteors right now, mountains falling through space. One of them is on a direct trajectory to smash into this beautiful planet at some point. Could be right now, could be 1,000 years from now. And all these things, one could say, are bad, at least in the way they interact with you. But what's universally bad? Is the lion bad because he was hungry? Is the scorpion bad because he was scared? Is that little rattlesnake bad because he shook his tail at you? He was scared. That's why I bit you in the face. That's why I bit you in the balls on that hike. He was scared. He didn't want to bite you. He didn't want to bite your salty, sweaty, stinky balls. He had been using Lotrimin. And he slithered off with that Lotrimin taste in his mouth. Terrified and disgusted. Could you say that truly, that rattlesnake is bad? That mountain falling through space right now on a direct collision course with our planet, is it bad? Because it's on a trajectory. It didn't decide to veer towards Earth. It's just falling. It's just falling. But what is bad? What is evil? Well, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is there's only one truly bad thing, one truly evil thing on this planet. Everything else is good in its own way. Everything else is a beautiful example of the great imagination of our divine Savior, of God. But there is one thing. There's one thing that sits on the surface of this planet like a Lego hidden in a carpet the day after Christmas. And that thing is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Foul. That thing sits on our planet. That thing sits on our planet like a dumb ape with its chest puffed out, throwing its shit at your grandmother right in her mouth. The Great Pyramid of Giza has been haunting our planet with its dark resonance for thousands of years. And we forgot. How would you know? You wake up in the morning, your back hurts. You got a hangover. You know there was no hangovers before the pyramid was built. You could drink all night and all day. Gulp, gulp, gulp. You'd wake up fresh as a fairy's butthole. Clean as a whistle. happy and ready to go. Did you know that? Hangovers come from the pyramid, not just hangovers. Periods. Women didn't menstruate before the pyramids were built. Did you know that? Every single thing that has afflicted humanity and continues to afflict humanity to this very day can be traced right back to the Great Pyramid of Giza. And I know some of you, this might be hard to hear with your ears, but I want you to hear with your heart. I want you to feel it right now. What you're feeling is what it's like when you finally get back on track. It's when that needle's been skipping on the record and it stops skipping and the record starts playing again. Because you know, and I know, deep, deep, deep down to the deepest part of who we are, that if we could just get rid of that Great Pyramid of Giza, this world will be free at last. Operation Beast Blast. It is a global movement. It's a global movement. This global movement is dedicated solely to the destruction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Beitzar the Menace is welcome here. He spams about Charles Manson hundreds of times a night. And he is welcome here. Why? Well, number one, it's kind of cool. Number two, because he, like you, like all of us, have joined together to purify this planet of that foul, foul, foul geometry. When you give me a super chat, you're not just giving me a super chat. You're giving a super chat to your grandchildren and their children. You're giving a super chat to the world. You're saying, I love you, world. That money goes into a variety of offshore and onshore accounts and subsidiaries and sub-processes and organizations and sub-organizations, which is being gathered up in a variety of baskets, so to speak. Why? Because once I have more subscribers than Mr. Beast, within 2 months, I will have the funding necessary to buy the Great Pyramid of Giza. I'm already in talks with Egypt, and they want to sell that motherfucker to me. They hate it. They hate it. You know how many birds die because of that fucking thing? You know, birds in Egypt fly into that thing all day long. Did you know that? Beautiful birds, parrots, parakeets, cockatiels. They fly into it. They call it the death rainbow. When the sun is setting, you can watch streams of beautiful, intelligent, talking birds fly into the side of that cursed fucking building. They say it looks like a rainbow of feathers. Splat, splat, splat. They're drawn to it. You won't hear about this on the mainstream media. You're not going to hear about this. Sean Hannity's not going to talk about this. Rachel Maddow's not going to talk about this. Rachel Maddow's not going to talk about the fact that if you go to the Great Pyramid of Giza in the morning, hundreds of Egyptians come out and desperately try to clean up the crushed, crunched, broken-necked bodies of beautiful talking birds. It makes her want to cry. Nobody knows why they do it. It's like a magnet. It's like a magnet for parrots. Not for long. 3 months, 2 months, maybe 3. 3 months, once I surpass the subscribers of Mr. Beast, in 3 months I will have more than enough money to buy the Great Pyramid of Giza. At that point, I will finish the contract. It's over there. I'm not going to get up right now. It's next to my safe. I'm going to sign that. I'm going to give them the check. And they're going to give me the keys to the pyramid. Then we'll go into the planning phase. That's the fun part. I'm already in pre-negotiations talking with Kanye I will be talking with Kanye West people who will talk to him. I'm pretty sure he is going to perform at the festival that we have, Beast Blast Festival. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the fucking capstone off that demonic fucking vestigial organ that has been fouling our planet for all these centuries. And we're going to fill it with Mentos and Diet Coca-Cola. Could be Dr. Pepper, could be Mountain Dew. There's a bidding war right now. Lots of soda companies are interested. The combination of these two things will produce such an explosive force that the pyramid will be blown to smithereens. It will return back to the dust from which it came, and I did say came. And while we watch our jaws agape, holy tears flowing from our eyes, knowing that we did it. We blew up the fucking Great Pyramid of Giza. Kanye West will be performing. That's Operation Beast Blast. That's the night stream. Everything else is just the sugar that helps the medicine go down. I guess you could say we've all been compromised. As long as the Great Pyramid of Giza sits upon this sacred, beautiful earth, Gaia as I call her, we're all compromised, whether you think you are or not. We're going to blow that motherfucker up. Thank you for the super chat. We got a lot of super chats. You guys are being very generous tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Black Data Films. Hi, Brinja999. Thank you for the super chat. Cody Calebra. Hi, Duncan. Is it true that if you play a song on a piano made of albino bones, it'll come true? Thanks. All bones are albino bones. But yeah, absolutely. If you play on a bone pyramid, your dreams will come true. That was actually the original When You Wish Upon a Star, but they wouldn't let Walt Disney wanted to sing that. When you play on a bone piano, doesn't matter who you are. But they were like, dude, Walt Disney, you gotta, that's not gonna fly. Yeah, it's true. Oh my God. T-Bone Sports is saying, do you ever ruminate on what your life would have been like if you chose a different career? Or universe you think you could have been a happy accountant? Well, I studied psychology. I was just talking about this with Aaron. Like if I'd become a clinical psychologist. I think I would have been happy. I feel like you just sort of make yourself happy wherever you land. But I feel like also, that being said, I have a really rare and cool job. And I don't mean that in a puffed up way. I look at it like, what? It makes me think it could be it's like, am I in a simulation or something? Because this seems ridiculous. But I have noticed, I do think there's something in all of us that just sort of, your happiness. There's a study. Anytime anyone says that, just hang up the phone. There's a study where they study this, how everyone's, different people have this baseline happiness. It's really weird. So, people, I guess they were interested in this. People would have, horrific accidents. They would become paraplegics. And I don't know how they did this study, but it seems like they would dip and then go back to this kind of baseline happiness, regardless of what the fuck was happening in their life. That there seems to be a sort of baseline for people that doesn't seem to be related to events happening in their life. Events happen, you spin out for a second, but you always go back to this certain place. Do you know what I'm talking about? When I was a dishwasher at Chili's, I really loved that. I was still, obviously stressed out about shit, but it's kind of the same stress feeling that I feel now about stuff. Or if you sort of look back at the stress you felt when you were in high school or something about tests, and then you look at the stress you feel now, you realize it's kind of the same stress. It's not like because you have more responsibilities, you're experiencing a different flavor of stress. It's all the same flavor. Thanks for the super chat. Haley Hayes wants to hear a synth. I'll get to it in a second. Yes. But let me get through these super chats and then I'll jump on the synths. Could AI replace Congress and run the government? Sure, why not? Absolutely. I mean, right now, probably not, but eventually, why not? Yeah, I do think that. I mean, people don't want to accept that that's probably coming. I don't see why not. I mean, certainly couldn't be worse. Taylor G, you realize Joe Rogan is Crowley. Oh, God. Do you know how happy that would make me? Don't even tease me. Don't fucking tease me. You have no idea how happy I would be. You have no idea how happy I would be if that was true. Like, he's some kind of immortal. And that would be fucking cool. Yeah, like Rogan is Crowley. Taylor Swift is Zena LeVay. Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. These theories are so cool. Music Lover says, count me in. I'm assuming you mean Operation Beast Blast. Music Lover, you are in. You are in. We all are, everyone here. Even if you're watching this and you're like, this fucking piece of shit won't shut up. That's okay. That's okay. You're here. You're here. And I'll tell you something. Whether you came here out of some kind of animus, is that the right word? Animosity. Whether you came here out of some kind of spite. Whether you came here out of love. Whether you came here out of inebriation or sobriety. You know what I say is the truth. Somewhere in that mess, like a windshield covered in spunk and bugs. Just turn on the wipers. Spray some of that fluid. Clean it off. And you know what I'm saying is true. We're going to blow up the pyramids. We're doing it. Actually, we are doing it. It's happening. They're going to tell you it's not happening. They're going to tell you it's impossible. They're certainly not going to tell you it's possible. Many of them depend on that negative energy. They depend on it. But it's happening. It is. Now, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. You're here. Stick around. The doubters, the mockers. Stick around. You'll come around. You'll see what I'm doing. And you'll understand. We are an arrow fired from the bow of the divine straight into the Pharaoh's heart. What's left of it. DMC 3030, thank you for the super chat. Can you talk about how this happened before? We were just repeating the cycle. Listen, I mean, it's got to be like that, right? But who was it that said, I think it was Mark Twain that said, history doesn't repeat, but sometimes it echoes. So, I don't know exactly what angle you're into when it comes to sort of Groundhog's Day. If it's like, what is the verse from the Bible? God, it's like everything's already been done. I'm not going to look it up. Maybe one of you guys can help me connect to it. But nothing new under the sun. Infinite universe, yeah, probably. Or if you want to get into this sort of like Nietzschean shit about I can't remember what it's called, eternal return or something, that you're born and then you just repeat your life. Or you want to get into the new simulation theory stuff, which is like, really, do you think you would be born right now during the beginning, pre-singularity? You really believe that? The odds of being born right now pre-singularity, get the fuck out of here. What happened is anyone who was born in a certain time frame where digitization and was possible, creating increasingly accurate data sets representing the world. Anyone that was born during that time was digitized. The world that we were in is long gone, but we were digitized. And now we're just an infinite loop in some server or something. Or you want to get into the whole samsaric loop or, whichever one. All of them sort of I guess like the invitation from letting yourself think like that is to sort of potentially disengage from getting too like caught up in the minutia, but then also sort of asking yourself, well, if it is an infinite loop, is there a way to not keep looping, or am I actually, is it consensual? Am I participating in the infinite loop? In fact, like every time I keep going back in, and then the way to answer that question is, well, do you keep repeating the same patterns in your life? Like, you know what I mean? Habitually, or you know what I mean? It's really fun when you start realizing that you are for sure 99% of the like problems in your own life. Like, you thought it was everybody else, but then you start realizing you have these habitual reactions that are causing these loops, which is why there's that Lojong saying, drive all blames into oneself. Now the question is, does the banana man loop? Does the banana man loop? Or is the banana man free? Or is he more of a slave than any of us? Because at least we wipe our own ass. That's Kierkegaard said that. Jesus present copy 7986 with $100 super chat. Mind blown. Alert. Alert. Thank you. That's a lot of bananas. Only to say, don't forget it's all an illusion. You know what that reminds me of? I think I've told this story before, so I guess if we're going to do these a lot, I'm going to repeat a lot of stories. But thank you very much. That's insanely generous. You just popped my brain. Thank you. So, you know, like, when I look back at all the various like weird phases of sort of getting caught up in some kind this ideology or that ideology, this religion, that religion, there is, and I don't know if you guys, there is a kind of edgelord phase that happens, where it's cool, you know, it's kind of cool. You're getting into this thing that's a little weird, and you feel edgy. You're still aggressive basically, but now your aggression is showing up in the sort of symbol set that you're beginning to grok related to whatever the ideology is. So in this case, Buddhism. I was into Buddhism. This is the early phase, like kind of, I'm still early phase, definitely from an incarnational perspective, but and I was really getting drawn to the sort of like no soul, annihilatory sort of like emptiness, no mind, nobody, no, like I'll even read it to you, man. This is like, hold on. I would play it for you, but my secondary monitor's fucked up. But I'll just see if I can find an English translation of it. Now, you know, if you... This is... Talk about, like, something that's really easy to, like, misunderstand. And like they read it like this. I'll try to do it. I can't do it. You can like listen to an MP3 of it. I'm really gonna fuck it up. I'll try it with my shitty voice. Avalokita Shavara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, meditating deeply on perfection of wisdom, saw clearly that the 5 aspects of human existence are empty, and so released himself from suffering. Answering the monks of Shariputra, he said this: body is nothing more than emptiness. Emptiness is nothing more than body. The body is exactly empty. The emptiness is exactly body. The other 4 aspects of human existence, feeling, thought, will, and consciousness, are likewise nothing more than emptiness, and emptiness nothing more than they. All things are empty. Nothing is born. Nothing dies. Nothing is pure. Nothing is stained. Nothing increases, and nothing decreases. So in emptiness there is no body, no feeling, no thought, no will, no consciousness. There are no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. There is no seeing, no hearing, no smelling, no tasting, no touching, no imagining. There is nothing seen, nor heard, nor smelled, nor tasted, nor touched, nor imagined. There is no ignorance, no end to ignorance. There is no old age and death, and no end to old age and death. There is no suffering, no cause of suffering, no end to suffering, no path to follow. There is no attainment of wisdom, and no wisdom to attain. The bodhisattvas rely on the perfection of wisdom, and so with no delusions they feel no fear and have nirvana here and now. All the Buddhas, past, present, and future, rely on the perfection of wisdom and live in full enlightenment. The perfection of wisdom is the greatest mantra. It is the clearest mantra, the highest mantra, the mantra that removes all suffering. This is truth that cannot be doubted. Say it so. Gate gate para gate parasamgati bodhi swaha, which means gone, gone, gone over, gone fully over, awakened, so be it. But dude, when you hear people who actually fucking know how to do it, it will pop your brain. It's so intense. And they have these clickers. But you know, I was really like connected to the hardcore nature of that. And so I was at this Ram Dass retreat, and they're hanging out with Raghu and Roshi Joan Halifax, Zen Roshi. And now, Raghu is there. He's a bhakti. They're all into the soul and connecting to Hanuman and God. But I wanted to like edgelord. So I said to Roshi Joan Halifax, I believe that everything's nothing too. And she had like one of her students was with her. He was like kind of standing behind her, and then he leaned out from behind her and goes, "It's also not nothing." It was great because, when you say everything's an illusion, it's also not an illusion. That's the balance. B Ninja, no, I got to what's her face, the grandmother, and I gave up. I resent Silk Song. B Ninja, thank you. Hello, KT Videos. I'm here because the universe made it so. We have no choice. It's a big sticky situation, isn't it? Real or not, it's been created by you or by me, maybe even the Banana Man. No, KT Video, the Banana Man cannot create. The Banana Man cannot create. But maybe he can. Is the Banana Man the demiurge? Thank you, KT Videos. Come on, present copy. That's it. Thank you, but come on, that's enough. Another $100? Come on, thank you. That is so insanely generous. Thank you so much. You changed my life. I listen to you at least 3 times a week for years at work. This is the least I could do. Love you forever. Seriously, thanks for singing the song. Thank you for inspiring it. Thank you so much. Sweating over here. You're making me sweat. You're making me sweat tears. Oh, it's hot. What do you say we wrap up with a little synthesizer music here? Just turn around now. Oh. Listen to my beautiful synthesizer music. Now, before I get going with this, I do want you all to know something. I am essentially Mozart. The synthesizer music you're about to hear is going to be... I feel like I have to give like a warning that this is... when I played at Red Rocks last year, 100 people had spiritual seizures. I'm still working through those lawsuits. Got these vitamin D's things I have to inhale now. It's like a Really annoying. So here we go. All right, let's see what we got going on here. This really might not work, I'm going to be honest. Oh, it's going to work. Okay. For those of you wondering what the fuck this is behind me, it's called a Euro rack. These are all synthesizers. And you know what? Maybe the best move is just to start over and see what we get. We did that last time. I really like it. But these cables, they basically transmit control voltage, and which I don't know what that is. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm assuming it's electricity. It could easily be unicorn jizz for all I know. But it the way it interacts with each of these synthesizers is different, and it makes them do different things. So if you want to learn more about this stuff, you can find people with very thick German accents talking about it on YouTube. But I'm not even going to pretend to understand this stuff. I kind of do in a really like rough, dumb way. And I like it that way because one thing I really love about these synths and not knowing versus knowing is that it increases the chaos. And, you know, I know one could argue that's just some kind of cop out, but I'm sorry. I don't want to sit and learn about like envelopes and like how I don't want, like, I can't even get the cables right. I like the chaos. You never know what's going to come out of it. But some of these are oscillators and some of these are filters. I know that. This is an oscillator. This is an oscillator. This is an oscillator. But I'm pretty sure I have these two things plugged in wrong. And I've been a little too lazy to see for about 2 years. For example, let's try this chainsaw here. It's going to sound really bad. This is one I bought because I heard it was good and then just never figured it out. Oh shit, it works. Huh. That's hilarious. For 2 years, I thought, literally for 2 years, I thought it was broken. Wow. All right. This is what I'm plugging into here is out left, out right. So let's see what happens. I don't know what the right channel is going to generate. Maybe that's the one that's broken. Nope. Now, first let me make sure you guys can even... Oh, you guys are hearing it. Good. So this is called a tangle quartet. And, you know, not only does it like take sound input and this sends it into my UAD, but what's cool about this is these levels respond to control voltage. So you can like basically pulse. You can send an envelope. I'm going to say that not really understanding what that exactly means, but this maths does that. So theoretically. So you can get like a nice little like weird, simple, rhythmic thing happening there. But what's going on with the other channel? Now I got them going to the same envelope. Now quick check. Are you guys hearing this? Okay, you got it. Wait, I have to address this. This happens every time I play this beautiful music. All Angels Forever has been drawn here as a detractor of Beast Blast. That's what they think. All anger is evil. He says, so far so gay. You're gonna regret that because you're about to. You know what? I am pretty sure that probably Mozart himself had people like when he was like getting ready to play some music. Somebody probably said, "So far so gay, Mozart." You're about to taste truth. I'm glad you're here. All anger is evil. Let's listen to this. So far so gay. How dare you? How dare you? I don't know. I thought this thing was broken for like a while. I have no. Okay. All right. Well, then we'll just. I guess we'll. We'll get it going here. Don't you worry. Beethoven. Now does it seem gay? This is why I didn't fuck with this thing. hate it. I really do, but I'm not going to give up. Generally, if like something you're making really sucks, just run it through a filter and you might get lucky. Then you just get some shitty fucking beat and add it to your kind of like weird repeating melody. And then your brain will eventually either just submit to like it sucks, but you'll imagine it's okay. But this is what these things are. It's just like a fishing trip for something. You don't know where it's gonna go. This thing, like, I don't like it. Not that any of this shit is good, but we're gonna have to start over. I don't like any of it. That fucking chainsaw, maybe that's why I never used it. It's not because of my skill. I could easily make any sound I want, but I don't like it. Go back to the old trusty plonk and see what happens. First, let's dial in this Akimi's castle. better. Already infinitely better. Fuck, what's wrong with me? There are 3 people left here. Sorry, I forgot. Oh my God, that's so fun. It's just like, is it, thank you very much, Florida 74. Is it good, or do you just sort of like have to make it good because it keeps going? I don't know. But it's really fun. I mean, I highly recommend it if you can. I mean, it's a very expensive thing and it's a very expensive addiction, but if you got the dough, it's definitely like fun to just sit and do that for hours. I used to do that all the time. Honestly, this is like, these things have been gathering dust until I started doing these night streams, and now I'm like fully addicted again. Thank you, Steecam. I mean, look, it's just like, it's chaos. You see it, you saw the beginning. It's like, I have no idea what's going to happen. It's really like, and I'm always doing it by myself. So doing it with anyone watching is really like weird. Yeah, I've met Tipper. He's awesome. He's a really cool dude. Met him in Asheville. Oh my God, more super chats. Homebrew Drew. Thank you for the super chat. No, Duncan, you're so close. Eternal recurrence, aka cyclical universe theory. Every time we live, we build and grow slightly layer by layer. I do buy that. Gut feelings. I do buy that. I get a sense of that for sure. Like you just keep, it's a Souls-like simulator. Just keep coming back with extra weird sort of spiritual, like I don't know what you want to call it. You know how it is. Like, you die, but you still keep your weapons. Not to completely mundanify what you just said into a Dark Souls reference. Thank you for the super chat again, Homebrew Drew. So generous. DMC 3030. I rewatched The Matrix for the first time in 20 years last night. It really tripped me out. Dude, Gnosticism, right? I got to look at it again. I haven't watched it in a long time. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. Maybe you guys can help me figure this out. I always hear people doing like watch parties on Discord. How does that work? Isn't it illegal? You can't stream The Matrix. How does that work? Does anyone know? Oh, the Nightman, Drew. I can't give you the Nightman. Not tonight, I can't. But man, he's really fucking an asshole. I'll say that. He, like, it creeps me out, honestly. I'll be honest. Like, it does weird me out sometimes. Because he does say things that are just like... It's just... I know it's random. I know it's an LLM. I know it's trained on Manson transcripts. But... You know, it's real weird. But the problem is my pin board has to go on a secondary monitor, and my secondary monitor, the cord to it, like fucked up today, so I can't do it. But tomorrow night I'll have them ready. Drew the Blasphemer. Hi, the Moon Man, the Menace. Funny, I could have sworn I heard the exact instrument in my dreams last night. Thank you for making my dreams come true, Duncan. Maybe a car alarm went off by your house while you were sleeping. Thank you. I love doing it. Like I could do that for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I just get lost in it. And there's things, I don't want to watch the videos because I don't want to know how it works necessarily. That being said, I do need to learn how to use that sequencer better, because then at least I could dial in new, like, it doesn't have to be so fucking repetitive. I could pre-program sequences, but then it wouldn't be as scary and fun. Oh, and the other thing I'm working on, Drew the Blasphemer, is the AI has been developing a Max for Live app where the AI conveys MIDI signals based on whatever alleged like sort of state of consciousness it's in. Those get converted to CV signals. The goal here is I'm going to have an iPad here. That will be the Nightman's head. And then this will be the Nightman's body, you see. And he's going to be controlling the visual stuff on his head and then be able to sing. Because theoretically, I could train it on every one of these and it could understand what it was doing. It can't listen to its own music. That was the problem. But I already tried it. It can generate a beat and stuff. He already did that. But, Manson was into music, so why not let him have at it again? But that's basically like the order of business here is I have to get the pin board completed. Like I finally got the fucking pin board working. In the way I wanted it to, which is extrude shapes and stuff. It looks really cool now. But it can't extrude human faces into the pin board like I want. Its idea of a human face is so... my goal here is that this pin board, the AI can literally like push its LLM face into it, like with those pin things. It could push its hands into it or its body into it or whatever it wants to push into it. Am I right, ladies? But that's far down the line. To do that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need a like 3D puppet that somehow I could give to the LLM and it translates the like dimensions of a human face into math that matches a pin board so it can simulate a human face going into the pin board. That's going to take a couple of days. David4739 says, you know not what you're messing with. I mean, do we ever though, David? Ever? Have you ever like seen a cute cat and you're like, I'm going to give that cat a pet and it just fucking bites the shit out of you? Zayology says a big old AI dong. You're right. That's what. That is what I'm messing with. A big old AI dong. I have been messing with a big old AI dong. You guys are fucking cool. Thank you, Lord Schmig, for the super chat. Ooh, Antonella, listening to those synths while sitting here fixing out my old Focusrite audio interface was very satisfying. Dude, Antonella, I guess I'm turning into some kind of AI missionary, which I don't want to be. But yeah, I've been struggling with my Apollo X6 for years. And man, ChatGPT like totally helped me figure out everything that I had not been able to do for years. You can ask Drew the Blasphemer. Completely helped me dial it in. And now I'm in a situation of needing more fucking inputs. That's how much of a fucking synth addict I am. Because something's going wrong with my like ADAT thing, which is like 6 more inputs, meaning I could have each of these synths running into a separate channel, which is what I want. And then you can balance it out better and stuff. Like I could have different like UAD plugins in each one so it doesn't sound like such a mess. I'll figure that out eventually, but there's so many things, like it's one thing after another. But it's so fun to do. And then, but then also, like, it's easy to trick yourself into, like if it's like 1 a.m. and I'm working on getting Charles Manson to extrude pyramids into a pin board, you do kind of feel like, is this exactly the best use of my time? Like it's got to be better than Dark Souls, though, right? Oh my God, we've got The Walk Continues and Bates are competing as they spam. I tell you what, The Walk Continues. Join my Discord. I'm going to post the... I'm gonna post the link now because I gotta get out of here pretty soon. This was a really fun one, you guys. This might have been my favorite one. Hold on, let me find it. Steecam says, dude, put magnets in your knees and ankles and hands and shit, then dance about an electric ball thing for music with a pointy hat. It's not the worst idea I've heard in my life, I'll tell you that. Let me see here. Discord, yeah. This is so fun. This stuff really makes me feel like we're living in the future. You can't live in the future. It's literally impossible. Oh, it's opening now. David Key, 1996, says, what do you think about quantum immortality? No idea. I love it, though. I love the concept. It's kind of creepy, but it does, like, it's pretty creepy. Because, like, the dream is you sort of die and get to be a baby, but maybe you don't. Maybe you just fucking die and, like come to and you're, like, serving snow cones in an ice cream truck and with a weird deja vu. And you've been doing that for eternity. It's not the idea that we always reincarnate into the, like, on time's arrow. Maybe you don't. Damn it, come on, Discord. This old man. It's not opening. You know what? I don't know what's going on. Is my shit like... Is my video weird for you guys? Because it's weird over here. Anyway, look. I gotta go. It's gotten late. What time is it? 11:17. It's practically the morning. I'm an old man. I got kids. This is so late for me. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the very generous super chats tonight. Thank you for being part of Operation Beast Blast. If you come by tomorrow, I will post the link to the Discord server. It's growing and it's awesome in there. I've been visiting it a little bit, but I've been so obsessed with the Nightman, I haven't had time to post stuff. My dream is to like get this pen board like into a state where all you would have to do is post your whatever your particular like AI API key is into the app, and then you could have your own AI inhabited pen wall. That's coming, but I want it. It's not quite there yet, but it's pretty fucking cool. But I think it'll be there. Like if I have time tomorrow, probably a couple of years from now. But maybe I'll just start posting like different snapshots of it, and you guys could. I'm sure there's coders out there who could probably help me. It's so frustrating not to know how to code and be fully dependent on the AI. It's like everyone. I understand like it sucks if your job is coding right now. But that being said, if I knew how to code and I had AI, I'd be making some crazy shit right now. Anyway, look, I gotta go. I'll be back tomorrow night. They'll probably take Sunday off, but this has been a blast. And thank you so much for being here on the night stream. And remember, you don't need to worry about anything other than the fact that you have become part of a great, noble movement. We're doing it. Sure, people will mock us. People will say we're compromised. I mean, what does that even mean? Like, compromised? I mean, honestly, I will tell you, this will probably get, some asshole will clip this in the wrong way, but did I go and have lunch?
You're entering the night stream. Do you dare tread where angels scream? Is your bed made out of parakeets? Night stream. Can you feel the night stream? Yeah, it burns, but that's okay. It's better than the streams of day. Night stream, you're entering the night stream. Do you dare tread where angels cream? Is your bed made out of parakeets? Night stream. Night stream, you're entering the night stream. This is the